1 year anniversary.
Welcome everyone to.
Oh no, God, sorry, echo.
All right, so that song I just typed "wrecked" into Spotify, and that was the first song that played. It was actually really good, so I'm gonna reach out to Rob Bailey and the Hustle Standard and see if we can use that on like future promo and stuff.
Just no vetting. We were like, yeah, we could get cancelled for this, knowing what Obi normally chooses. So to be honest, I think that's a win. I thought it was quite a good song.
It was a good song. That kind of got me hyped up. So this space also is being streamed live on YouTube as well. I'm gonna pin the link, but we also have Burn live on stage with us on the feed, and we also have Alien Queen as well. So it's kind of the OG Rektguy founding team all live with us. But welcome everyone.
Wow. You got me up on stage. Well, it's been a year. I did a post yesterday, just trying to like get myself back in the mindset of what 1 year ago was. And it wasn't pretty a year ago. It was pretty fucking dire at that stage. And yeah, since then it's just been, I guess, not up only, but it's definitely been. I've definitely enjoyed this last year way more than I enjoyed the few months that preceded it.
What were you doing a year ago, Burn?
I think I was minting Rektguys, and I had no bags.
Echo.
And then I had bags.
I think you got a bit of an echo, Burn. Maybe you might mute your phone or just turn it down on the broadcaster as well.
Yeah. How about now?
Yeah, good now.
Really good.
There we go. Okay, my bad. But yeah, a year ago, minting Rektguys. I remember reveal. I was at a party, completely wasted, and then I was like, "Yo, well, we'll get into what else happens." But yeah, minting Rektguys, man.
We were really hyping it up into it, if I remember. Like when. I remember it being like a bit of a. It was like a no. It better go. I remember just thinking this better go well.
That's what I do, man. I'm a filthy shiller. I just shill so hard, everything. But I shill good stuff, right? I believe in it.
Maybe we should go back to the origins of Rektguy then. This feels like that's what we were going to do on this space. Go back to how it all began. Maybe do a little bit of a timeline of the first concept of it, and then how it all came together, and then take it up to present day. So yeah, maybe Obi, you take the floor about what you were initially thinking with this. What were you thinking?
Yeah, it's very random. Like I think we say this all the time. Rektguy was never really meant to be like. It was never meant to be a community. It was never really meant to be like a big NFT project. It was never meant to be anything successful. It was just like this random character, I guess, that I was drawing a lot of the pieces, and I thought it would be cool to make it a PFP. And I actually asked Mando, I was like, "Hey, we should what if I just made this into a PFP?" But I think we had at the time, and this is like January 2021. I think we had like no ability to do a PFP project because we were still sitting on degens at like a 0 floor price. So yeah, like I just kind of like took this random doodle that I did at work and started like creating this PFP, but we didn't really know how or if we were going to launch it. But I basically worked with Mando on like creating the collection and getting the rarities and everything. We had Alien Queen join the team as well, and she contributed like some amazing one-of-one pieces to it. And I think let me just add a whole hyena to space. I think by the time we came to launching it, which was like it's about 4 or 5 months to make it, I think. Michael, is that right? Like started in January, finished in May.
It took a long time. I remember going through a lot of them, and we were like very cognizant that I remember when we talked about doing a pro property community, we didn't obviously have the best, like you said, like we just didn't want to fuck it up. After Degens is not a fuck up, but it definitely didn't hit as well as it should have. So yeah, we like sat down and went through a lot of different variations, because I remember like originally we were thinking like, oh, should they be doing different poses or this or something? Like, no, we're just going to go for one, and we're just going to make it as iconic a Rektguy as possible. And that took a long time. I think from the original idea in like January or February, it was it was about 4 or 5 months then. Yeah, 4 or 5 months of just you doing a batch, we going through every single one, being like, no, that's not right, that's not right.
Well, let's be clear, you going through every single one. Just
Me going through every single one.
Thanks.
But the traits you generally came up with, right? Like, I remember you coming up with a lot of different traits, apart from.
You came up with the masks. We didn't have the the masks were your idea.
So anyone owns the alien mask, like you kind of owe me for that.
Not the victory hoodie, Burn.
Not the victory hoodie. No.
Well, alien mask is his second best trait, so you guys definitely owe Mando for that. Right after the victory, it's a good one.
Diamond Dolly was like the first thing I actually put in the collection. I just felt like that was that was right for everyone. Everyone would understand what a rare that would be. And then it kind of felt like we were ready to go for a while, maybe for a few weeks. And then the market decided absolutely tanking, if you remember, around that time. So like Luna happened, the whole other side mint happened. It was just like horrific out there. And it was always going to be a free mint as far as I remember, right? Like it was always, it was never planned to not be. It was just meant to be like sorry, we fucked up with degens. Here's another one. And then, like it got hyped. Burn was out there, shilling hard. And luckily it like caught on with them at the first day. I feel like when we were launching it, you were really confident. Like you were like, I think this could go to 1E floor price straight away. And I was like, nah, like.
I did say that. Yeah. I think when I did the first, so when you make all the traits and stuff, and then you generate the first batch of images, and that's when you kind of know if the work you've done works or doesn't work. And I remember generating the first batch after like just spending all this time drawing traits. I should have actually done it a lot earlier, but I didn't. And I remember generating the first batch. I was like, wow, these actually look really, really good. And as everyone in the community knows, I just had one of those moments where I just kind of like felt it in my balls. It was just like, there's something there aesthetically about this that just felt different to what was out there. And I think, at this time, it was like all the PFP projects were like, hey, here's like some pastel colors and a cute furry animal, or like, like very pleasant things to look at, which isn't really like a real depiction of life. And I guess like the whole idea behind Rektguy is celebrating this idea of like being down bad but never dead, or getting wrecked, or going through difficult times. And I thought like flipping that narrative on its head and having a PFP, instead of having like a pastel green background color, like have a black background color, and instead of having like clear bold lines, have like neon luminous like fluorescent lines, and make it very aggressive and hard hitting. And I think we were probably one of the first PFP projects that's actually animated as well, and one of the still only ones out there that's still animated as well. So I think the idea was to make it look very different artistically and celebrate a different aspect of life, which is actually a reality for everyone, but something that maybe people don't openly talk about or celebrate, or even acknowledge sometimes. And I think that's how we got to where we did.
Yeah. I think we got lucky. But it was also some good time. Like it was just, everything was just in place. But then, to be honest, like after that, it's really been the community that's kind of taken over it, right? Like, and maybe we'll go into that a little bit, but like, I think it started with a lot of the, the OG Degens crew getting involved. And then there was that night where Snoop Dogg bought one. Do you maybe want to go into that? And then how everything's like popping off after that?
Yeah. So yeah, that was so weird. So basically, I think Snoop Dogg has sent a tweet, right, Bern? He sent a tweet saying, which NFT shall I buy? And it was one of those things where everyone raids it. And I think
Sasha announced it, and he was like, get it. And so that was on Sasha. And we all just blew him up, and he's like, you like the art?
Yeah. So he sent a tweet, Snasher, like the Snoop Dogg Sasha hybrid love child. But Sasha got everyone to raid it in our Discord, and then at the time I was on a stag, or a bachelor party for those in America, in Newcastle, which is like this really industrial part of the UK, not the prettiest part of the UK, but I'll let everyone be their own judge there. But I was literally like in the middle of like downing a pint, and one of my friends was like, hey, like Snoop Dogg just bought one of your NFTs. And I was like, what? And originally I thought it would be like, maybe it was like some art edition or something like that. And I looked at the tweet, and it was literally Snoop Dogg just sent a tweet saying got wrecked and bought a Rektguy, which is pretty insane. I think that's when we had that first pump to wherever we went to, right? Like 1.2 ETH in a couple of weeks, something like that.
He changed his profile picture, didn't he, for a bit?
He did, yeah, I think so. He actually had a Rektguy as his PFP,
which was like kind of wild. But yeah, that was a strange period. Just a strange period that was like, and I think we kind of knew it was going to be a bit hyped after that. Like it was you can't really follow that. It was just like so many people got in it, pumped to like 1.5. And then for the next month, we all just got completely wrecked. It went all the way down to like 0.2, and everyone was like, "Oh God, have we done it again?
They've done it again.
Is this fucking Degens round 2?"
Discord was full of what I call floor boys, and we had one dude who used his mom's credit card to buy a Rektguy at like 1.1 ETH, and he's DMing me. He's like, "Hey, can you like send me money?" It was perfect.
Send money. Just send money.
Yeah, send me all your ETH.
Yeah, sorry about that. And then I think, but then from there it like picked up. Like the dive bar formed, Rekt Confessions formed. The memes started to like slowly come in, and like everyone kind of got that it was okay that we were about to get wrecked on the Rektguy profile picture. And I don't know, something just stuck, right? Like that dive bar just became a place where you would just wanted to hang out, and it started attracting some pretty big collectors. Like I think we obviously know quite a lot of big collectors, but then it just happened naturally. It's not like we did calls around. Like people just started like really buying them, and not only buying them, but also then hanging out in the Discord. Some of like the biggest collectors around. Which was just kind of crazy to see, because it really like picked up from that hype. We needed like long-term people coming in, and the market was terrible, right? Like last summer, autumn, it was just horrific. Actually, there was a period before that which we missed, which is the first Rekt show, which I think was kind of infamous, which kind of helped us get on the map, I think. And then people like Patron join. Right? Remember what time was that? That was a bit random at that time.
The timeline is we had the Snoop Dogg pump to like 1.5 ETH, then we dropped all the way down to like 0.2. We FOMO'd into an event at NFT NYC, which was at the box, the first event that we had there, which we did with Alien Queen. Alien Queen came out for it as well, and it was not really what we expected it to be. And it was let me just say it was very graphic. It was probably too graphic. Then we just dropped even further up. How, on a scale of 1 to 10, how graphic would you say it was, AQ?
Like 11. Like I was in shock. I just remember running away from the stage. Like, so, I mean, can I talk about it? Fuck, I was just like, oh my God, this girl's gonna piss on me. It was fun though.
We didn't even see it. Me and Ovi were at the bar at the time. We didn't even know it happened until the next day. So it was kind of funny. But I was
like in the front, and I saw the whole thing, and I was with Andrew.
Yeah.
And I just like ran to the booth. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, that was an interesting time. So obviously that went well, and then we just dropped even further. But this was like around June time when ETH dropped to 900 or 800, and 3AC blew up. So it was like there was a lot of stuff going on at the time, and I think we dropped all the way down to like 0.16 at the lows at floor price, and that's when we had this guy called the patron of the Renaissance enter the scene, and even to this day, I don't think anyone really knows who he is. We've had our suspicions. We thought it was famous hedge fund manager Hugh Hendry. I see Raoul in the crowd there as well. He's familiar with him, but
we were certain that it was him for a bit.
It was
after you went on Raoul's podcast, right? That's when it all started.
Yeah, I did a thing on Real Vision, and we spoke a little bit about Rektguy on that, and this guy just emerged, and he basically started buying. The difference to him compared to other collectors is he was like really going for like the rare traits and the aesthetic stuff, and over the last year we have like a lot of lore that's built around the traits and the trait sets and Rektguy, but I think he was kind of the person that started all of this. And it was weird because it was like he would say, oh, like, you know, this gold hoodie or something to do with like this tie-dye hoodie or something to do with like these teeth or these glasses. And he just had this like this random collector just had this perception and view on all these different traits and different combinations of traits. And I was like, oh wow, like I never really thought about that before. And it was like making me and you probably, Mike, as well. Like at the end of the day, like we drew and created all these traits, but we never really interpreted them in the way that this guy did. And it was just really interesting to see someone come in and just very aggressively be like, this thing is gonna. I mean, he was like over the top. He's like, this thing's gonna go to like 100 E's, blah blah. But he was like, this is the only like.
Oh, it could.
He was like,
It will.
oh, there are only 7 tie-dye. There's only 7 tie-dye hoodies, and you know, you can only have like there are only like 17 Rekt guys with a Rekt logo and a Hopium bottle. And like I get like there's every collection has this thing where someone just makes a mountain out of a molehill of just random traits. But I think like in the context of last year, like these traits actually meant something. Like the idea of having like a Hopium bottle or a Wagme bottle or a Copium bottle, like they're all concepts that are deeply rooted within crypto and very prevalent last year. And I think he did a really good job to like highlight maybe some meaning and significance behind them. But I mean, great for him because he was early and just bought all the best stuff really early at low prices, and then other people started to follow him. And I think that's when we started to get like people re-enter Rektguy and just actually. What was nice about then is just people just actually collected certain traits because that's what they wanted to own, and rather than like, you know, everything's a floor and just you know, just speculate on floor price and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, 100%. We were keen for like sub communities to form, right? That's kind of how we built it already, to have that rarity structure. But then when it started to become, I mean, Golden Girls was early, right? Like there was an early community which formed. The Diamond Dollies, just kind of slightly ahead, but there.
Is the other Diamond Dollies even a community? Like,
No.
I don't even know.
Alien Masks kind of up there behind the Dollies and the girls. And it just kind of formed, but then he just took it to the next. And that, to be honest, we're going to go into that bit later, but that kind of shaped how we thought this could develop as well, right? Like we've definitely taken that on board with some of the stuff we're going to be bringing out.
Yeah. The Victory Hoodie Community of One ban. Yeah, that's exactly right. For those who don't know, there's a trait, which is a hoodie logo that says Victory. I think there's 4 of them. And what I actually did is I put in a bunch of seed phrase words into this collection. And if you got all the words, then it gave you the seed phrase to a wallet that contained an RLD. So if you ever look at your Rektguy and just see like a random word hidden there, that's what it means. And Victory is one of them. But I think 99.9% of sane people all realize that it's not like a very desirable trait. But you know, because Burn minted one and it had a really high rarity, he loves saying it's one of the best traits. But I think he's on his own there.
For sure.
It is.
It's like Diamond Dollies. Like we're not going to make it happen, all right? So just
We will. We just got to keep pushing. But
Yeah,
down
yeah, that's
dead, but never dead, right? That's like a victory on a Rektguy tells a story.
It's like, you know, that thing when everyone says like, oh, it's not just about the rarity, like it's about aesthetics as well. Like that's Victory hoodies and Diamond Dollies are like case in point there.
Yeah, at least I have a Golden Girls, so that's good.
yeah, you have a GG.
Yeah, you have a GG. I think when I remember when Seed Phrase bought a gold. I think when Seed Phrase bought a golden hoodie Rektguy, that's when like the whole Golden Girl thing really started. Because I think I bought one right after him. He sort of made me FOMO to buy one because I didn't own one, and then a bunch of people tried to buy them, and then that's still like, because that's not the rarest hoodie, but it's the highest floor price I think of the hoodies, right?
Don't I know it?
It is. It's one of the most aesthetic for sure. One of them.
But that was like an important thing, because I think around that sort of time we started thinking about the law, like how to build this up, and then the forfeit started coming in, right? That was when we started being like, right, well, 1 ETH, what are we going to do? Because we'd gone all the way up from 1.5 back to like 0.15, wherever the hell it was. And then it became like, right, one day we will hit 1 ETH, just like one day we will hit 4.2 ETH. And what's going to happen then? And that was kind of leading up into the Rekt show in France, right? And which we did in Paris. and in London around that sort of time. Like it was London and then Paris pretty soon after each other. But we were very keen to start pushing that sort of stuff because it became fun, right? We got absolutely destroyed, most people in NFTs over that period, and then it was like, right, fuck it, we're gonna own Rektguy and own it back to 1 ETH.
Did you? When we did that, I didn't think we would get to 1 ETH. Like I think we were at like 0.3 or whatever. So I was like, 1 ETH is kind of like this target that's not crazy out of reach, but is maybe obtainable. But I didn't think we would get there, kind of thing. And also we didn't have like a roadmap or anything like that, like other projects did. So it wasn't like
we did.
Well, our roadmap was lol. But it wasn't like, oh, once these guys bring out their Rektcoin or once these guys like launch their game, the floor price is going to go higher. There wasn't like any real.
Nearly did that a couple of weeks ago, but
yeah.
Come on.
I went rogue.
No comment. No comment.
Anyway, continue.
Yeah,
I didn't think we were going to get there. I didn't think.
Why would we get there? Because we're not doing anything other than just posting memes and Rekt confessions and going on the Discord, and that was it. Like we weren't really doing anything else. So so I said I would get a Rektguy tattoo at 1 ETH, and I think the best thing about it is loads of people joined it as well. But then I think when loads of people joined it, it kind of became like this has to happen now because it's going to be so funny. And yeah, it did.
It nearly didn't though. Like a few times we got close, and then it would get up, and then someone would just epically dump them all the way back down. And
Tucker Nash.
It's actually infamous.
Wall.
Infamous Tucker Nash. Yeah.
And then I think Spencer bought the historic ones that took us above that level, Spencer and then also dumped them. That's the history of Rektguy. A bunch of people buy them and then just dump them. But that was a crazy period. That was like December time. NFTs were starting to come back strong.
Yeah.
And after 1 ETH, it went 2 ETH, and we had some pretty big bets at 4.2 ETH, which started looking dangerous. You were like, right, like this is going to happen in the next 6 months to me, and I was like, I think it will. The ASTAT hasn't happened yet, but it will. I know it will at some stage. I already know where I'm going to do it. Like I know what it's going to be. I've spoken to my wife about it. Like, but we had very serious conversations around that time. She's like, "How are you going to like?"
So for those of you who don't know, at 4.2 ETH, Mando. Well, there's two things at 4.2 ETH. I'm not cutting my hair until 4.2 ETH, so I'm like 9 months strong now. And at 4.2 ETH, Mando has to get a Rektguy tattoo on his butt cheek, which I think is the funniest thing because Mando, for anyone who knows Mando, I wouldn't say he's like a tattoo guy. So it's and the funniest thing about it as well is that you didn't even tell your wife. And both our wives are quite good friends. And one day my wife was like, "Oh, like does Michael's wife not know that he's getting he's getting like some tattoo on like his ass cheek or something?" And so the first time she heard about it was like independently from a third party.
Yeah, she definitely didn't hear it from me. I remember she coming in and we were like, "You're not doing this, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, well, I am doing it, but it's a long way away." And that was at like 1 ETH or like around 1 ETH. And then it like doubled over the course of the next like 2 weeks. And I was like, "Oh God, this is going to happen very, very soon." But she's okay with it now. So we're good. But that was just a wild time. And I think from that time onwards, we were like, whatever we did, we knew that our job really was to be culture carriers, like make sure that we like kept the ethos, kept the spirit, make sure it's seen to be building in public, but it wasn't really about us after that. Like for the last 6 months, I feel like Rektguy hasn't been about us a lot, really. Yep. I feel like it's been its own thing. Like the whole Discord has become its own thing. The collectors are their own thing. That's where they hang out. Like everyone that's like their core group of like 200 friends who hang out there. You have like the meme lords, you have the memes every single day. And I think that's kind of also been how we've changed the tone slightly. It's just like, right, we want to make sure this isn't a cult of personality. It's like a cult, you know, like it's like we all want to be here because of each other, not because of, you know, us, because that just won't last. We don't want to hype it. We just want it to just be natural, organic, and just grow from there. And that's been really fun, I think, over the last couple of months. Like the memes have really taken over the last couple of months, right? Like it's one of the funniest places to be, genuinely, like following the socials or following and you do that, Burn, like every single day. Like you must be pissing yourself laughing, having to go on a daily basis.
A lot of those just don't make it on Twitter. They can't. If you want to see all of them, go to the Discord, but I can't post them all.
I mean, the amount of things I've seen, even before AI's development, the pictures of Ovi doing different things is just wild.
For people who don't know, we have a daily meme competition where we pay $100 for there's $100 up for grabs for like the best meme. So if you own a Rektguy, you can just make a random meme and then Burn, Sasha and co pick a winner every day, basically. So I think we've been doing that for about 2 months now, I think. Is that right?
About 2 months, yeah. It was
and we actually changed it so the community picks the winner now. So whoever has the most reactions in Discord, it's just more fair that way.
Yeah. This one's great. Take profits, no one. Become exit liquidity. Loads of Rektguys. But yeah, there's some really good memes out there. Some very disturbing ones too. So,
I mean, mainly disturbing. This is the PC version. You get on that Discord, it's horrific.
Dirty. It's dirty.
It's really dirty. I like the Playboy one.
Have you seen
the Playboy one?
Oh yeah, that one was good.
Oh yeah. Well, now AI's come in. It's going to get even weirder.
Wait, have you guys seen this one yet? I just noticed. Look at OG.
You haven't seen it? It's OG on the call. Yeah. You not realize that was OG?
His yoga selfie.
Oh, that's brilliant. For people who aren't on the YouTube stream, you can either see these memes on the YouTube stream or just go to like the Rektguy Twitter account and scroll down a bit. But yeah, I think we get like 20 or 30 meme submissions every day, and the mods do a great job of posting them, going through them, and then the community picks a winner every day. But yeah, there's some good stuff. But I would just say, like, if you are a bit squeamish or don't like things that are disturbing or just wrong to look at, then I would just be a bit careful, because there are some very like punchy memes there, which are terrifying to say the least.
But at the same time, wouldn't have it any other way. Like we're always on the edge of being cancelled. Let's put it that way. That's kind of also the general spirit of Rektguy. We're not, we're just gonna let people be people and see where it ends up. And then I guess we did another Rekt show recently. We did a Rekt show in New York. That was one of the most recent things we've done. And maybe we can go into what we think is going to be coming out over what to expect over the next year, like next few months, maybe even like, oh God.
This one's disturbing. Yeah, so we've had, I think in real life events were never really supposed to be part of what we were trying to do, but because just so many people joined the community, we thought it would have been cool to have people meet up. But we do these things called the Rekt show, which are not like your average party. There's usually like some kind of show that is performance on the night, but we've done it twice in NYC. We've done it once in London. We've done it once in Paris. And yeah, like that's the kind of stuff that we've just been spending royalties on, like getting people together and having these big events and trying to do them at big NFT conferences across the world. So, I think we collaborated with Rug Radio to have an event in Lisbon. So we'll have a drinks event there. That's going to be announced soon. And then hopefully we'll hit London again as well later this year. But those have been amazing events to actually just like meet some of these people behind the PFPs, behind the Rektguys. And we've got like the European crew, we've got like the US crew. And I think my dream is for one day for like both crews to emerge and be there. But you know, we've had some like real loyal, diehard people who've been to every single event across the world, and every time's been like, oh, someone's like, I flew in from Seattle all the way to London, or I flew in from Hong Kong like just for this event. And I hope they weren't disappointed. They probably were, but you know, it's cool just to see a lot of people around the world turn up to this stuff in real life and be a part of it. So I think when we're all sitting behind our screens and stuff, you get a certain impression of vibe, but when you actually see people in real life, you kind of realize and understand how special it is. So yeah, I guess what Michael's trying to say is like ever since we launched this, really the last 6 months have really been about this being carried by the community and driven by the community, and the content is all generated by the community now. And this kind of project wouldn't exist without the community being there. And that's not me trying to be cheesy or corny or saying like empower your community, all that kind of stuff. I just think like there is this idea of rectness that has brought a lot of people together in the last 2 years, because it's just there. It's just always there in crypto. It doesn't really matter. I mean, like, look, this year, ETH is up 70%, Bitcoin is up 80%, and people are still feeling wrecked. And it just goes to show you that's something that's never going to go away. And it's not necessarily a bad thing, because you know, you have to make mistakes, or you have to get wrecked, or you have to lose money to understand how to avoid those mistakes in future, or understand how to become a better trader, or a better investor, or a better collector, whatever it is you're trying to achieve. So I do think something that we have that other projects don't is we are celebrating kind of like this thing that's considered to be negative in life, but actually is something that builds and creates us as individuals, and also collectively. So yeah, just like a massive thanks to everyone who's been a part of this so far, and just look forward to many more years of being wrecked.
I completely agree. That's what we're trying to do. It's a place where you can come in, you can hang out, you can share your you know, your failures, as well as just like finding some friends. We're going to make sure we keep on community building, like making sure that you know, 200 to 500 people who just are really living it become as good friends as they can. You can do that with in real life stuff or online or whatever. Like, we're just going to make sure this works. And you know, me and Ovi are not going anywhere, so we're gonna keep on at it for a long time. And hopefully the community just continues to grow independent of us too. Like, it's very clear that's happening. I think it's probably time to move on to the grand reveal of what you wanted to also do the show about, Ovi.
Yeah. Can you just like fill the gap for 5 more minutes, because the video is not in the right format for me to upload, so I just need to convert it basically.
Sure. Burn, do you maybe want to take the floor? Maybe you talk about the history of what you feel like the Rektguy. You're in the Discord every day. Like, you know, all the big collectors, all the big people, not even big collectors, small collectors, people who are living it. How has your experience been over the last 12 months?
Yeah, it's been crazy. So like you guys said, Snoop bought. What happened is, on reveal, when people saw the art, it just fucking exploded. People started buying them because I know, Ovi, you're super humble about this, but like, they're sick. Like, they're super cool. Variety of traits and everything started going up. Snoop bought. Floor price exploded, and then it dropped back down. And then it was at like 0.2, and I think that's right around when Patron showed up, as you guys mentioned, or Patron. I say Patron because I live in a Mexicano household. Yeah, he showed up, and then we had a lot of other collectors come in too. A lot of people who weren't like big influencers or anything. You know, you wouldn't recognize them on Twitter. Some OG crypto people that, you know, never really were on Twitter, and they just went hard. And then we got into focusing on traits, breaking down sets and combinations. I think sets is a big thing. I mean, a lot of us have purchased or collected based on completing sets. So the whole time it's been the memes and just the vibe, I guess. Like, in Discord, if something bad happens, like if the floor price drops, we get excited, which is kind of the opposite of most communities. But that's like, I get pumped when the price drops. I don't know why. I guess it means I can, you know, pick up another one, but it just feels good to be wrecked. But yeah, it's just like Sasha and Hyena and those guys like have really driven like just keeping the right vibe in there the whole time. So yeah, it's the community, but that starts with the art. And Ovi, you're too humble about it, but I mean, it's sick art. Like it's super cool. A lot of us think it'll be historic, you know, whatever that word means to you. But yeah, man, it's been a fun ride for sure. Even when we're down, we're up.
Yeah, look, and you haven't even been to a rec show, right? Like, it's not like you've been doing the IRL stuff. You've famously have never been to one, so it's kind of cool that you can have this experience like in multiple different ways. And I do feel like we've got an OG community in the making here. Like we, it feels like something that it's more than just art or just a utility project or just a community. It's now like a meme itself. Like you know the feelings of seeing one of those. So now I feel like we've got a really good chance at just being relevant and sustainable, right? That's one of the main things I think people look for this in this sort of space, is actually to see stuff which is sustainable. And it just feels like that in this community. It's not something that we need to talk about the next thing that's gonna like randomly pump. It's just like, right, no, this is just a really strong community with, like you said, I think it's incredible art by Ovi, and a meme that's gonna last for, hopefully for kind of generations, or at least a community of meme lords that will last for generations. So I think we've got the makings of something that's going to be around for a long, long time.
I agree.
Yeah. I like the way you said that, Michael. Yeah, I was going to say, like, I think the idea, we never intended to like make this some massive thing with all these like roadmap points and all that kind of stuff. It was just meant to be a piece of art, like a bit of culture, a bit of fun, and that's what it still is. And I actually really believe that's all we need to carry it through. And we just have this like insane community that's come together around these ideas, and it still exists. Like the most amazing thing to me is like we're now 1 year on from when we launched, and it just feels like it's a lot of fun still. And I mean, I definitely, I at least speak for myself from that regard, because like a lot of founders hate going to their Discord or hate, dealing with their community. Whereas like for me, our Discord is like a massive group chat, and I'm friends with everyone there now, and we just like piss about and have fun there all the time. And that feeling has like never once left. And a year on, that feeling is still there and still exists. And we are where we are, and the value comes from that feeling itself. So I think it's just something very powerful that we've somehow managed to develop and create over the last year, and something that means it can last, because it's not like a meta, or it's not like it's depending on like some sort of blockchain game or some sort of like IP play or some sort of brand or anything like that. It's just like some random thing that people resonate with, and that's all you need for it to have lasting value. And so I really, really genuinely believe that. And I've spent a lot of time over the last few months buying Rektguys myself, and buying some rare ones and aesthetic ones, because I just like it from that perspective. But on that note, I've managed to convert the video, and I want to show you guys this new thing that we've been working on, which is our brand new website, which I know doesn't sound super exciting in the face of it, but I would encourage you all to check out the tweet I just pinned. Also, please like and retweet it, because I do have a URL in that first tweet, so we want to break the algo so we can get that engaging on Twitter. But I think it was like Rekt2160 that came up with this idea, which was like, we talked a lot about the lore and these different traits and different ideas and things that have happened. And what we really wanted to do is put it all into a website where someone can have a reference to it. Like right now, if Bern's like, if someone new comes and say, hey, Bern, you go there and explain Rektguy to someone, it's like, well, how do I really like understand it and get it? So let's just get it all into one website. So we've created the website. It's called rektguy.com. Somehow we got that domain. And it has 3 different sections. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen. Also shout out to the other life guys at MoonPay who we've used for a few different projects, and they're just like an amazing team to work with who created this. So you log on to rektguy.com. It comes up with this page here, which is the Rektguy leaderboard. So we kind of liked the CryptoPunks website, and we wanted to recreate a version of that was a bit more modern and had more stats on it and felt a bit more like 2023 rather than 2017. But so as you log on, you have these basic numbers here: total volume, floor price, blah blah blah. We have the largest sales of all time across the top here. You can see the largest sales, 222 ETH, which is when someone was wash trading Rektguy to pump the volumes. Classic stuff. But then we have these three main sections. So first one is leaderboards. So if you click into leaderboards, we have a list of trending collectors, recent sweeps. So you can see this guy, erectlife.eth, has spent 6.4 ETH in the last 24 hours. He's just swept 10 Rektguys. We have the most expensive sets. So sets are groups of traits. So the most expensive set right now is something called the Full Metal Dolly. And that's if you have a gold Rektguy, a silver Rektguy, a bronze Rektguy, and a diamond Rektguy. And you can see the floor price of that trait set is 30 ETH. You have a thing for the top collectors by number owned. So I'm still at the top from all the buybacks that I've done, but Toggle is a very close second at 285. We've got Mooncap there at 271. He's been a big supporter and there for a while. And yeah, I mean, there's a lot in this website. You can actually drill through. Like, everyone's got their own profiles. If I drill through to my own profile here, you can see once it loads, you see this is my whole collection. There are different badges that you have as well for certain milestones that you hit. So if you own 5 Rektguys, you get a Rekt Plankton badge. If you own 10, you get a Rekt Dolphin badge. If you own 100, you get a Rekt Illuminati badge. And you can actually click into badge, and it tells you all the different ones that you can get depending on different milestones. You get a badge for each trait set as well. So I don't know, if you own like one of every color of sharp teeth, you get the Dentist's Nightmare badge, and that will actually show up on your profile. I think this thing is kind of cool as well. It tells you which sets you completed and what you're missing. So I don't know, if I go to this one here, it says I've got the rose tinted glasses for the visionaries, but I'm missing all the other ones. So it tells me what I need to get to actually complete the trait sets, which I think is quite cool. So everyone has their own profile. I think the way you access your own profile is if you go to rektguy.com/account and then / your ETH address, not your ENS, your ETH address, then it'll all be there. And then the last thing we have is the Rekt Wiki, which like we wrote up to begin with, but we'd love for this to become like a community contributor thing. We'll figure out a process for it. But we have a section called the lore. So there are all these different articles that we wrote. The birth of Rektguy, the rise of the patron, Rektguy, the first creative offspring. Shout out to Sasha for creating that. We've got key players who've actually written about different people in the community who have their own stories and stuff.
Ghost. We forgot about the ghost.
The ghost, yeah. We wanted to keep growing this and adding people onto it. And then we've actually written about certain traits that I think are important. We've written some interpretations of them as well, and then obviously the trait sets as well that we just talked about earlier. So yeah, it's a cool website. I think the best moments for me for Rektguy was like when you had people collecting traits and collecting the trait sets and looking for things that are aesthetic, and like all this like random banter and lore we've had, and it was very just dispersed across Discord and Twitter, and we just didn't have it all in one place. So it's all there now on rektguy.com. And I hope that, I guess the idea behind this is to bring back a bit of fun into collecting Rektguy and having something you can point new people to where they can learn about the collection. And it's all there now on one website. And as I said, we had the other life guys who are now part of MoonPay do this whole thing for us, and they spent the last few months building this for us, which I think is has been a great job on their part, and they've really nailed what we were looking for. But yeah, that's the big thing we wanted to just roll out and reveal today.
It's fucking sick, dude. It's better than expected. Love it.
Yeah, we kind of, like we said, we wanted to delve into the idea of the traits, the sub communities, we kind of wanted to find a place where you can log on, you can see what you've collected, and really try and build that out. And who knows, like if this also starts to take off, like we'll think of different things to add on top of that, and how we can maybe even segment it more and allow those sub communities to kind of have their own sections and stuff like that. But this feels like the first steps towards that, and making it more of a holistic collection as well. So like you can feel all your achievements are there, and that there's things to aim for, I think, as well.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. That
That's
was it.
Awkward silence.
LOL is the roadmap. We're going to continue to hopefully under promise, over deliver with that. And look, we just wanted to do this a year on, just to thank everyone in the community for making this. Like me and Ovi have been, and Burn and the whole team of mods and have been part of it, but it's really just everyone who's been part of it since the art was first formed. And it's been just a wild ride. Obviously, it's been wrecked, unwrecked, wrecked again. And look, we're just really looking forward to spending the next years with you guys in the Discord, on Twitter, and in real life. So here's to many more.
Yeah. So I've just invited, if anyone wants to speak, by the way, feel free to request. We've got about 10 minutes left. I just added Abs onto the stage, I added Rektguy onto the stage. You guys feel free to speak and go ahead. And if anyone if anyone else wants to speak, just raise your hand and I'll add you to the stage.
Yo. It's been it's great to see Rektguy still kicking it. I was also, the website looks incredible. I was just on the website now exploring it, and I found I'm featured on the wiki, which is awesome to see.
you are featured in the wiki. So what I did is I actually looked through. So the dive bar, for those who don't know, the dive bar is like the most active channel on our Discord, which is just like full of degeneracy. But I looked at who had the most posts on the dive bar, and Pine Degen actually has the highest number of posts in the dive bar. He's at like 1.3K.
All negative.
Abs, you were actually second. I think you were like 900 or something like that. So I thought you deserved an article.
God damn. That's a lot of activity. I thought I was spending less time on Web3. Turns out I'm not. But no, honestly, it's been a great journey seeing this project, since the start. As the word says, wrecked. We've all had it. We've all been there. And my story. I've been, I minted my Rektguy, lost it recently, then ended up with with the meme coin season. Somehow got lucky, ended up buying one back. It's always been on the back of my mind. Oh, when am I going to buy a second Rektguy or third Rektguy, etc. Purely for the vibes, man. It's been a great journey. You learn a lot from these guys. You have a lot of fun. Dive bar, as you said, is one of the best places to be. The memes, non-endless memes we have. Also the events. I went to the London event and that was absolutely incredible. So I recommend anyone Burn to turn up to social events. Rektguy events. They're really fun. You get to meet a lot of nice people, and you see Rektguy faces. The real faces behind the PFPs. But yeah, I just wanted to say congrats on what you guys achieved so far, and looking forward to being Rekt for a long time.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, Abs. And I think like owning a Rektguy and getting hacked or getting scammed is sort of like we're the only community where it's acceptable. So like
yeah, 100%. The thing is, I didn't even feel bad. I just went, yeah, all right, that's standard at some point. 2 a.m. clicking a link is not really the smartest thing to do, so you can't blame
That's brilliant. Love it. Well, yeah, thanks a lot for coming up, man. Obviously, I know you've been around since the early Degens days as well, and that's maybe why you have some of the most posts. But it's it's great to have you. Thanks for coming on. What we'll do is I'll just like call out names and they can speak, just so we don't like speak over each other. But Rekt Wall to Wall, it's good to have you up on stage, man. I know like you've been really helpful in writing a lot of the daily Rektguy commentaries and stuff, which for those who don't know, we literally have like a Rektguy commentary that goes out every single day that's been happening for the last 7 or 8 months. So appreciate your help and Niftex on doing that. But if you want to say a few words, then go for it. And by the way, Greg, I think you're unmuted. If you wouldn't mind just muting as well, please.
Yeah, thanks for having me up here. Most of you know my story. heavily invested in Luna, and right around the time of it crashing, Rektguy came out. So I took the last bit of money I had and threw it at it. So yeah, I appreciate the shout out, letting me up here. You guys have done a great job. And I always want to shout out Alien Queen because we all love her. Plus, she said on the and that means a lot to me. So yeah, really great job, guys, everybody here. And I look forward to whatever we have in the future.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. I think we every time something really bad happens, we get like a few more rec guys in, and the Luna one was obviously a terrible one. And I don't know, it's never gonna we never maybe one day we'll make up the money for Luna, but you know, maybe we won't. But I hope at least you found like a community where people can just kind of like hang out and get rec together and just celebrate some of that stuff, even though it sucks. It's just also part of life. So yeah, appreciate you, man. Who's next? I think Tuggy's next, I believe.
Hey, what's up, everybody? How's it going?
Good, man. How's it going?
So, good. Really excited to see the space, and just wanted to celebrate that website. It was super dope. I really love it. You know, staying true to the Rektguy playful kind of sketch. I just thought it was a great job, and loved it. I actually got into the Rektguy. I minted one, but then I ended up trading a couple of Akutars for other ones. And I was in the process of getting wrecked with that whole lockup of the funds. And this community just spoke to me. So when I saw the meme Discord, I just dove in there, and I really enjoy seeing all the rec memes. So kudos to all you rec guys that share in there. You really brighten up a lot of people's day. So love you guys.
Yeah, appreciate that. Appreciate that. Love the memes that you put out as well. Some of the best ones. So it's yeah, it's good to keep that stuff rolling. Rinko?
Hey guys, how are you?
Yeah, good, thanks. How you doing?
Cool. Woke up a bit late today. Sorry I was late for the show. I got a message from Alien. Big shout out to Alien Queen actually for what she brings to this kind of community, which is a touch of feminine joy. But big shout out to you too, because guys, you organize the best parties ever. You know, when you go to an NFT party, you don't think it's going to be as wild as it can get when these two organize it. I thought they were regular guys, you know, quite tranquil, calm and stuff. They're fucking party animals. These two organize, you know, you don't go to these parties having low expectations right now. Every time I go to one of your parties, I have huge expectations because of what you've done so far. And meeting people in real life like yourselves, OG, Hyena, hold on, Hyena, great guy. Hello, mate. Great to see you. Great to see Ben Dogler, the guy I sold my last rec guy to. And I'm so sorry I did that now, because I would love to. Yeah. I want to.
It was a good one too. It was a really good. Which one was it?
The 3D glasses one. Oh, I got scolded by Alien Queen for selling it to you as well. But yeah, I mean, this community is. I just came up to say this community is the most fun community out there in Web3. No two doubts about it. Like, it's great. You guys are brilliant, and I've just been cracking up every time. You know, I love it. Thanks very much.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. It's good. It's always good to have you at the Rekt events, and I mean, we've known you since even before Rektguy, so it's you know, it's just like, I'm glad that you enjoyed it. I'm glad that you dumped your last Rektguy onto Burn Dogler because he's the best person to have it. I know.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm happy it went to Burn Dogler, but I did yell at him. But I'm happy it went to Burn.
Hey, it's probably a good trade. It was probably a good trade.
It was.
It was good for both. Rinko, you can always liquidate that ape and just go all in on Rektguy. I'm just saying, that's not financial advice, but you know, anything's possible.
But yeah, appreciate having you, Rinko.
That's not what would happen, to be clear. He'd borrow against it on NFT-Fi and then go all in on Rektguy. That's Rektguy.
And then borrow against your Rektguy and buy more Rektguy.
Borrow against your Rektguy to buy more Rektguy.
Telling me to do that. Like, sell your Bored Ape, and sweep the floor. And I'm like, yeah, get out of it. It's the only decent thing I've got left. Thanks.
That's awesome. We also have, I think we've got like 3 minutes left before we have to start Rug Radio, but we also have Hodl Hyena. We've got you on stage. Alien Queen, you're here as well. If there's anything you want to say, you guys want to say, then feel free to go for it. We also have, why don't we go to Kloss first, and then we'll do Hodl Hyena, then Alien Queen, and then I think that should wrap us up.
Sounds good. I know time is short. Thanks for having me. If you don't know how I feel about Rektguy, I wrote a little ode last night on Twitter. I've seen it's been making the rounds a bit, so check that out.
Can you read out the ode? It was a good ode. You should read it out.
You want read it out?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. Here we go. Loading. Okay. Down bad, not dead. No need to resurrect. Found a tribe, degenerates, with nothing to hide. We proclaim deeds of shame. Sold the bottom, bought the top, missed the run-up, overslept. So we're all wrecked and live in the mood with Rektguy NFT. They are good. So there's that.
That's so good. That's so powerful. I love that.
Really good. Love it.
Rektguy is good.
Rektguy is great, but also very, very good. That's it. I will see the rest of my time. Enjoy, everyone.
Appreciate it, Klaus. Thank you very much for coming up, and thanks for writing that as a good read. I enjoyed reading that this morning.
My pleasure.
All right, should we do Hodl Hyena, then Alien Queen?
Hey guys, I have no clue how to follow up on that. That was great. Just wanted to say like happy birthday, and it's been such a pleasure to be part of this awesome community, and it's the Discord and everything. It's just with all the memes and all the shit posting. It's also a safe space. Like whenever someone gets really wrecked, like it's a great space. Like people like tend to help each other, and I think it's an important part as well. I just wanted to say that. And I'll stop talking. And the website looks absolutely amazing. Thanks for that, guys.
Appreciate you having me, man. You've been around since the beginning, since Degens. So yeah, thanks for standing by us. And Hodl Hyena and Sasha have just been there since the beginning, and for whatever reason never left. So appreciate you guys. All right, AQ, last words, and I think Farouk's yelling at us, so we have to head to Rug Radio. But
okay, I just want to say love you guys. Rektguy, hands down the best community and genuine, because I think we can all relate to a Rektguy, not some animal or anything. So anyway, it's been an incredible year and many more years ahead. Okay, love you. Bye.
Appreciate that, AQ, and thanks for all your hard work since the beginning of this project as well, and since the early Degens days. It's been pretty amazing. But yeah, look, with that, I'm going to wrap it up. We'll keep it to an hour. We just want to get a bunch of people together and celebrate the year that's gone by, launch the website, and just let you guys know that we're still sticking around. I can't tell you that we're going to build something that's going to change your lives, but I can tell you that we'll be here for the long run. So just stick around, get wrecked, join the Discord, get into the dive bar, and have a good time. But stay safe, everyone, and stay wrecked.
You gonna play the music again, or
End of the space?
All right, cheers.
All right, yeah. All right, let's